It's more than just a word.
It's a promise to give our best, develop better technology, create better care, invest in better access.
When you help our veterans get better, it means constantly pursuing your best.
There are thousands of us giving our best every day to heal millions of veterans. Because this is more than a career. This is your life's work.
Well, happy Tuesday and welcome to VA Careers Live. My name is Mike Owens and I'm a recruitment marketing specialist for the Veterans Health Administration, as well as your host for our weekly segment, Talk About It Tuesday. If you're tuning in for the first time, I want to let you know that we are here every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Time. So feel free to grab a snack, grab something to drink, and join us as we talk about careers here at VA. Now, again, if you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us for the last 2 years, we want you to be part of the broadcast. So feel free to leave any questions and comments in the comment section below. Our team and I will make sure that we go through those comments and questions throughout the day and throughout the week to make sure that all questions are answered and all comments are addressed. And we all know someone who wants to work here at VA. So we ask that you please share our broadcast. Go ahead right now, click that share button. We have a special hashtag that's attached to this program, and that's hashtag work at VA. Again, hashtag work at VA. Use that hashtag, click that share button, and yes, and we'll get this information out to as many people as possible. So today we're going to be talking about social worker careers here at VA. We have a very special guest that will be joining us today. Our guest serves as the National Director of Social Work here at VA. She leads the clinical practice oversight of more than 17,000 social workers. She has over 27 years of social work experience, and 19 of those years are here at VA. And she has Pittsburgh in her blood. She's a graduate of both Carlow University and the University of Pittsburgh, and I recently found out that she is a Steelers fan. So welcome to the program, Jennifer. So I'm sorry, let me get your whole name. Jennifer Koget is our guest for today. How are you doing today, Jennifer?
I am wonderful, Mike. Thank you.
So before I am going to put you on the spot real quick. So before we get started, how about those Steelers?
Oh, where do I begin? Well, let's just hope for the best. That's all I can say about the Steelers. We're just hoping for the best this year. But
Right.
we do have 6, so we'll go with that.
You know, when we do these broadcasts, we like to have a little banter about football season, and so the Saints are kind of in that same category, just hoping for the best this year. They're 1-2, and we're just hoping. So, but I bet you Cowboy Nation is out there all happy. I bet you I'm gonna get a bunch of "How about them Cowboys" in the comment section. So, let us know how you're in the comment section. Let us know how your football team did, and also if you're from the Pittsburgh area. Leave a shout out for Jennifer. I know she'll love to see those shout outs for Pittsburgh since she's from that area. And Jennifer, you ready to get started?
I am ready.
All right. So here we go. So Jennifer, just, we'd like to get to know you a little better. So how did you first come to work at VA?
Well, long story short, when I was finishing my master's degree in social work from the University of Pittsburgh, we had an opportunity to select our second level field placements. And one of the options was to do a placement at the Butler VA Medical Center, which is in Butler, Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so I was running out of options and running out of time and had to make a decision. My placement advisor said, you need to make a decision now. And so I said, well, I've never really thought about VA, but this might be an interesting opportunity. I was very interested in medical social work at the time. So I took the leap and did my initial field placement for my master's degree at the Butler VA Medical Center. That was way back in 96 and 97. When I graduated from with my graduate education in social work, my master's in social work, at the time, VA wasn't hiring. So I went and worked in the private sector. But based on my experience through my field placement at VA, it really kind of drove me and it was kind of a calling for me to want to work with veterans and their families. My experience there really laid the groundwork for what I saw as a mission in social work, and also service to those who served. So, I worked in the private sector for many years doing medical social work, focused on working in a local trauma unit and also on acute medicine units. But when I had the opportunity to get back into the VA, I jumped at it and started back with VA as a full-time staff member in 2004. And I went in as the Homemaker Home Health Aid Coordinator, which is a program that we offer that coordinates homemaking or ADL, IDL services for veterans who need that additional support and assistance to remain in their homes. And I've been with VA ever since.
Awesome. Thank you for that quite interesting introduction. So you mentioned in your answer that you've had some time in the private sector before coming over to VA. So I guess since you have both the private sector and the public sector or the VA experience, why do you feel VA is a unique place to work for those interested in social work?
Yeah, I think ideally when I pictured my career as a social worker, I pictured a system like VA because it provides an opportunity to really get to know our veteran population and their families and really get into the weeds in what their needs are. And not just at that time when you see them at a clinic appointment or for, in the hospital or for a specific reason, but longitudinally. We take care of veterans now, prenatally. We take care of them prenatally and when they deliver, we've expanded our services to include their families and support persons, their caregivers. So, it's an opportunity to take care of the whole person. And, that's not always something you see in other community agencies or programs. And so for me, it really gave an opportunity to be able to meet my personal mission, which is to be able to support those individuals that I'm serving in every possible way in every stage of their life. And VA affords that opportunity to do that. The other thing that I think is really important about VA, and this doesn't just speak to social work, but it speaks in general to all healthcare professionals and everyone that works in our system, is that we all share a calling to the mission to serve those who have served. And that's a very profound mission to be a part of. And to be a part of a community that can give back through our careers, through our education, for those who have sacrificed so much for our country and for their families who have also sacrificed so much for our country, to me is really what I want in service in a career. And so that's really embodied, how my service in VA has embodied how I saw my social work career as I was deciding what I wanted to do with my life.
Awesome. So when we think about social work careers, we know there can be so many different things that social workers can do in the world and at VA. So can you talk a little bit about the different career paths that are offered to social workers here at VA?
Absolutely. That's one other very unique aspect of the Veterans Health Administration is that we are such a large system of care that really, regardless of what type of social work you've been trained in or you're interested in, you can find a place in VA that will, pique those interests for you and be able to move your career forward. We have social workers that work in every area of care in VA. And so because there's so much diversity in the social work profession within VA, and we have such a large system, there are many opportunities to be able to move around. So for example, let's say, you're hired to work in a program that works with older veterans or in the geriatrics and extended care programs. But then you're very interested in maybe working in a program with our polytrauma areas and veterans who have experienced severe illness or injury. There's always opportunities to move around the system. So not only to use your existing skill sets, but to expand on skill sets and learn new skill sets. And it's kind of one of those systems you can never really become complacent in, because there's always opportunities to grow professionally. And so I really think that that's a great way to spend your career. From my perspective, you always want to be learning and growing in professional development, and VA from a social work perspective really offers the best opportunity to be able to do that, because of all of the areas that we have for care and all of the different opportunities we offer, and even all of the hospitals and all the geographic areas that we cover across the nation. So there's just a lot of ability to move around and to do different things in the system. And even if you want to do something that's not clinical, we have social workers that are medical center directors. We have social workers that work in finance. We have social workers that are what are called health system specialists, that really are like the administrative oversight for programs. I mean, there's so many ways. And as we all know from a social work perspective, our degree is very portable. And so you can use it in so many different ways, even if it's not in a clinical setting. There's just many opportunities for flexibility.
That's awesome to know. That's very interesting to know that, someone can come to the VA as a social worker, and like you said, your degree plan and your profession is so broad. Someone can even become a medical center director. That's amazing. I bet you that gives a lot of our viewers that are watching, some of who may be social workers already at the VA, it gives them, some hope that, I can move up and become in leadership one day. So that's awesome. So kind of piggybacking off that and kind of moving a little bit forward. I know you talked about the different career paths that are offered here at VA for social workers, but what would you say are some of the benefits of working as a social worker here at VA?
Well, I think a couple benefits that come to mind. First of all, flexibility in your career path. Again, the ability to start in one area of the organization and be able to move around. And a lot of times that is important with work-life balance, because, sometimes you have to move to a different geographic area due to, personal or life experience issues. And so VA offers that opportunity to be able to move if you need to, because we have medical centers in every state across the country. Also, we offer a lot of programming that provides virtual care. So, in order to maintain a work-life balance, which is really, really important, we're always seeking ways and looking at opportunities that we can incorporate virtual care into the social work career path, so that social workers that would like to work partially remote or full-time remote may have that flexibility to do so. We also have a lot of flexibility in scheduling. I mean, we're running hospitals, so, we need 24/7 coverage in some areas. And sometimes people need a career that can offer that flexibility in scheduling. It's not just 8 to 4:30. They may need to work evenings, or maybe weekends work better. So there's a lot of flexibility in just the timing of your tour of duty. That's really important. And then from a professional development perspective, Mike, as I mentioned, you could start in VA in one career path, and there's so many opportunities for growth, for education, to support additional professional development and growth, that you can move up into different areas of the organization, into leadership, and really pursue, if you'd like, a higher level career in leadership in the organization. And I think that's a big draw for a lot of people, to take their frontline skills and be able to use those to impact programming on a national level.
Awesome. That's interesting to know. We thank you for coming on and talking about different aspects about social work careers at VA. So my final question for you today, what would you say is your absolute favorite thing about working here at VA?
Oh, our veterans and their families. It's my favorite part of it, to be able to sit down and talk with the veteran and listen to their experience. Is my favorite part. I mean, the mission, that's what drew me to VA. That's what fuels me to do the work that I do every day. And that's why we're here. And to me, that is my favorite part and the most important part of what we do.
Awesome. And as a veteran myself, thank you for, taking the time to work at VA for 19 years and help out my fellow veterans. So I appreciate you and what you do.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you for your service and to your family as well. And again, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I wish I could share more and more information about VA social work, because it truly is such an amazing opportunity in service for career. But for anyone who's interested, please reach out. We are hiring and we're looking for our best and brightest to be able to support our veteran community.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. So again, if you're just tuning in or you came in later in the broadcast, today we're talking about social work careers, and my guest today is Miss Jennifer Kogut. She serves as the National Director of Social Work here at VA, and she wears many hats in that position there. So if you have any questions about social work careers at VA, or if you have any questions about Pittsburgh, she's from the Pittsburgh area or lives in the Pittsburgh area, feel free to leave those questions down below. If there's any social work specific questions that we need Jennifer to answer, she'll be happy to give us some responses to those questions. So thank you for watching. As always, we want to go ahead and turn you over to vacareers.va.gov. So if you are interested in the social work career at VA or any type of career here at VA, our website is vacareers.va.gov. Go over there and you'll learn everything you need to know about careers at VA. And also you'll be able to search for open positions here at VA. So with that, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. And with that, have a great day.